All right, Kirby, with all the time you've had investing, being dedicated, and applying yourself, what question or statement from people who quote unquote want to learn do you hate the most?
That's a good question. It's a lot of them. Um, it's the thing that I hate the most is people don't want to do the work. They they think that learning how to invest is me do the work and just tell them. And I always say, or or they'll say, "Hey, can I just give you the money?" And that's that statement there, or that action that they're asking for me to do. That's not helping them to invest. What that's doing is their life dependency, their financial dependency is dependent on me. If you're going to invest, if you want to invest, if you want your money to grow and you want to be responsible for your life, you need to learn the information that's out there. Um, because I can die and kill over tomorrow. Then if I die and kill over tomorrow, then your investment stop. You're done. You don't have a clue of what's going on. And so that's why I will not take on money from other people to invest it. And then I will direct people in what to look to, but I'm not going to say, hey, y'all need to invest in this right now. And it's because of that, because I don't want nobody dependent on me for their their life. I want them to be self-sufficient and them to depend on themselves for, their financial future. Because only person that control your financial future is you. I mean, you hear it all the time. Oh yeah, I put my money with this investment guy, and then he lost all the money. Well, how did he lose the money? That's what I always ask when people say, "Oh, I gave it to a guy." How did he lose the money? They have no clue. People tell me, "Oh yeah, I gave a guy $200,000 to invest. He lost the money plus some, so I had to send more money." I'm like, that's not how it works. But they don't even have a clue on how they lost the money. And if you are dependent on somebody else for your financial well-being, then you're the sucker that if you lose, that's on you. And I know it's big reputable companies out there, the Charles Schwab, the Merrill Lynch's, uh, the TD Ameritrades, and all that have registered advisors. I will use them to help you with your investment thesis, not give them the money to invest. I remember a time when my brother, he was leaving the job and he was rolling over his 401k, and then he just asked me, where should I roll it over to? I said, you're gonna roll it over to an IRA. You're going to leave. And I gave him a company to use. And then he called the company, and the company was trying to convince him to, hey, why don't put your money in an IRA and then just set it in an index fund. Why don't you just give it to us and let us invest it for you? And then my brother called me on a three-way call, and then I just started talking. Then the guy was like, "Hey, is it okay for me to talk to him?" And then my brother said, "Okay." And then I just asked a simple question. And so then the guy, he went through his spiel with me, thinking I was, just an everyday Joe Smoke. And he was like, "Yeah, I was telling your brother, he can have us invest the money, and we just be his, we be his investors, and we'll charge him a fee, but he'll get good returns." And I one simple question, I said, "Okay, out of the past 30 years, how many years have you beat the S&P 500?" Then it was crickets. I said that on the same call, I said, you will put his money in the S&P 500 index fund, and that's it. That's it. And but that's what they try to do. And then, but the thing with these robo advisors or these people that advise or you hand your money to, they're charging you 5% on the front end, 5% on the front end of whatever you put in. So you already 5% in the negative. And then, of course, they're probably taking some money off the top on any profits that's made, and they're gonna trade it. And then they just churn and trade your products, and then they're taking a percentage on both sides of it. That's all they're doing. They don't invest their own money. Their retirement plan is convincing people that don't have the knowledge, or people that refuse to gain the knowledge, to invest their money for them. If you're gonna do that, just open up a mutual fund, Get a mutual fund that's indexed to the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and just go about life. But don't give your money to people and expect them to do right by you. Because if you lose, it's your fault. It's not their fault because you chose not to get educated on where your money is going.
That's a good statement right there. If you lose, it's your fault. And for me, I would say it's the same thing. It's people not doing the work. It's I mean the I can't say that there's a specific statement, but the statements I hate the most are like people thinking that investing is the lottery, or people thinking that it doesn't take any work. Like I haven't put in nearly as many years into this as you have, but from doing this for 4 or 5 years now, it it's a lot. Like it's changing your life. Like every minute I'm like when I tell people they think I'm crazy, but like I'm constantly thinking about money. Like constantly, like nonstop. Like I'm not just thinking about like BS. And people find that crazy, but it's like I'm constantly just trying to find like the next thing that I can like improve myself at to make it more money, or the next investment to get, or okay, what strategy do I want to do? Do I want my next asset to be a position in the stock market or in real estate? Do I want, like, it's constantly just trying to figure out where I want to go next and what I want to do financially. And like I don't understand the mindset the majority of people in the world have. I don't know what they're thinking of. Like I can't think of anything else that would be more important than securing your future, than making sure that you're in control of what direction your life is headed. And you do that in this world by knowing your finances, knowing what path you are financially. And so when I hear people just kind of like screw off like with their financial like decision making or their plans for their future, it's just cringy to me. Like I don't understand it. And for people to just want to find a quick way to make money so that they can just blow it. It's like I've questioned people like you don't ever think of like not wanting to work for somebody else again. Like you don't ever think like you want to be in control of your money so you can control your life. And they're like, no, I don't want to stop working. Like they want to work till they're dead. Like, and I don't get that mindset. But I think that's probably the worst, or the one that I hate the most hearing from people.
Yeah, and I mean, going with that, it's because people fail to realize history. You know, their parents and grandparents, they struggled in the older ages when they couldn't, work. Living off Social Security. Probably some people got their grandparents or parents living at home with them today, and they don't question why it happened. They think it's an anomaly. Why it happened? Oh, I got to take care of my mom, or I got to take care of the grandparents, or the grandparents stay in the house. They don't go and look to see, hey, what did they do to put them in this situation? They don't go ask the questions, the hard question. And that's all it did. I mean, I saw generations of my family get older, and then of course now, oh, grandma got to stay here because she don't have this, or granddad got to stay here because he don't have this, or aunts and uncles got to stay with their kids because they don't have any money. So that instantly tells me if I do what they did, then I'm going to be in the same situation. Like I always tell people, my parents was not the most financial savvy people in the world. I just saw what they did and I did the opposite because you already see the end result. If you continue to go down the same path that your parents went down, the end result is maybe your mom's sleeping in your spare bedroom. That's gonna be you sleeping in your kid's spare bedroom if your kids feel like you at that age. That's what's gonna happen. One thing you gotta do is do the opposite of what they did, and you will be better off. And the another one that pees me off is for the life of me, I don't understand why they think this sound advice, but broke people come to tell me what I should do with my money. Oh man, you gotta go enjoy life. You gotta go do this. No, that's what you're doing. That's why you still broke. And then they say you gotta go enjoy life. And I always say, tell me where you have been that I've never been. They can't think of it. I've been everywhere. I did all the things that you hoping to do that you would never do. but you're going to tell me what I need to do with my money. That's why you're where you're at, and that's where I'm at. And I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm some grandiose, so big rich dude, but I have problems just like everybody else have problems. Money just ain't one of them. And that's the thing that people don't see. They don't study history, and then they take advice from broke people. I mean, for me, it's simple. All right, you tell me to do this. Where's your money at from it? Okay, okay. Well, I'll look into it, but I'm not just gonna take your advice just off what you just said. And every time I give advice, I say, this is what I would do. This is what I did to get here. I don't say, oh yeah, you better go do that. But that's the different mindset. And for the life of me, it always, I mean, everywhere I go, it's always people, oh yeah, man, you need to go do this. You go, so where's your bank account at? Show me what you did. With all this traveling you say I should do, where's your travel at? How did that help you out? And that's a crazy thing, but it always comes about, always comes about.
Yeah, I had that conversation recently, very recently, with someone uh in the family that said that all I do is go to work, come home, go to work, come home, and don't do anything. And what they meant by don't do anything is going out to eat, going hanging out, going and partying. And I asked him, I said, okay, in 64 years of you being alive and you did all that, what do you have? And they don't have shit. They don't have anything. So, and I mean, it's like you said, and I told him the same thing. I said, everything that I have done, traveling and different foods I've had and everything, I was like, look at the family. I was like, they've never been anywhere. They've never been anywhere, and the only food they know is rice and beans. The same shit they eat every single day. I mean, it's like they haven't experienced. What have they experienced? So that's how I view it too. I mean, but that being said, guys, if you have any questions or comments, uh, send the hate mail to Kirby this time. Don't forget, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next video.